Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is the Endor scene, which is part 3 of my big Lego Movie Star Wars MOC. If you've watched the channel before, you'll know that I've already built Death Star Trench Run and a Hoth scene, and this one here will connect up to those to form a bit of a montage to the original trilogy, which I'll show you soon in a subsequent video. But so this is Endor. This is my version of the scene where the rebels destroy the bunker in order to make the shield for the Death Star come down, so that up in space the rebel fleet can start to attack and get into the Death Star 2. So let me show you the detail of this MOC, and then I'll talk to you again about my future plans. So the main parts for this build, we have the bunker. We've got the ATST. This is set 75153, which is the Rogue One ATST, which if you've seen any of my videos before, I always say this is my favourite one. The shape's really good. And we have lots of plantation and some minifigures. So let me take each of those in turn. I'll start with the plantation actually, because that was the most fun part to do in this MOC, because if you build Star Wars, especially ships and buildings, you're generally stuck with dark grey, light grey, black, you know, all the kind of dullish colours. I mean, they look really good, but you do get a little bit like, there's another load of grey, there's another load of grey. So it was nice to have some different colours to work with, and we've got mainly three types of piece to build my little forest. So majority of the pieces on there are the standard flower pieces with the petals taken off. There's probably 150 of those on here. We've also got lots of these. I don't know what they're called, but they look pretty effective, especially if you stack them on top of each other. And the same with these. So these little leaf pieces, I remember finding them on a pick-a-pick wall. Can't remember when or where it was I got them from, but I filled a whole pot up, so I've got quite a lot of those, and they look pretty good if you stack them to create a sort of growing plant like that. Within the foliage, I've got some Ewoks. I'll make a confession, in terms of minifigures, I really need to brush up on the figures, what's out there, where they come from. I've got quite a few that I've collected over the years, but I'm not very good with knowing which are the rare ones, which are the ones that are common, which goes with which sets and so on. They're literally all in a box. So when I build a scene like this, I build everything, then I have the figures in afterwards, and I often have to look things up to check I've got the right figures. So Biker Scouts, maybe someone knows. There's two different types here. This one I'm pretty sure came with the battle pack that this speeder bike came with, and maybe one of the Ewoks came with that as well. I've no idea where he comes from. He's much better because he's got a lot of detail on his front and the back. So he's my favourite of the Biker Scouts. They both came with guns as well, which I didn't need for the scene. And then, just speaking of minifigures, we've got Chewie. So this is the part of the movie where he drives the ATST up to the bunker. Han and Leia are like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? And up pops Chewie, and then everything's going to be okay. And Leia here, I actually bought her from eBay just for this build. I wanted to get a Han Solo, but he was really expensive, an Endor Han Solo on his own. So maybe one day I'll pick him up and add him to the scene at some point. Okay, the bunker. So the bunker was quite hard to build. I think it's turned out really well, but it took me a few goes and a few thought processes to get things how I wanted it. All of these walls are angled, even the inside walls. And if I was to lift the roof off, it doesn't look very nice inside there. It's all a bunch of supporting bricks and hinged pieces to keep the walls at the right angle. That said, it is pretty solid. I've used light grey to build the bunker up, and then tiled it with dark grey. I think the grates here work pretty well all around it. And I had a look at some reference pictures, so just Google image some of the pictures from the movie to get at least a little bit like the movie one looks. I think the colours aren't quite right, and on the roof, so they do have these bars and these disc shapes, although it's hard to replicate entirely accurately in Lego. But I think it's turned out really good. I'm really happy with how it's finished. I do have, it's going to be hard to show you, But we do have, you can just about see the control panel there from the movie, which is where Leia is injured and Han and Leia are talking at the point that Chewie brings the Scout Walker up to them. Just pan out so you can see it. So as with all of the scenes from my movie mock, this is a 48 plate. This is single plate. Hoth was 2 plates. The Death Star was 1 plate. In my next video, I will show you them all together to create a little original trilogy tribute scene. And I'll probably do a combination of videos and photographs and try and get some nice music to support it. So looking forward to putting that video together for you. Hope you like this one, and I hope you like the new one that I'm going to do. If you're interested in this build, this mock, which is ongoing, so now I've done the original trilogy, I'll move on to the prequels, so we'll start with episode 1. Then if you like the sound of it, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you have, I appreciate it, and thank you for being here and listen to me waffle on each time I do a video, and also for your really supportive comments. So there's a bunch of you that always give me such nice comments and feedback and ideas for the next one, so I do really appreciate that. Alright then, thanks for watching, and I will see you and speak to you next time. Bye bye.